Hello, everyone. Xin chào. Xin chào is Vietnamese. I don't know how many of you here have been to Vietnam. Wow, a number of you. How many of you speak Vietnamese? Okay, I'm surprised. I'm surprised because I'm going to give the presentation in Vietnamese. So I may need some translation because my English sometimes, may be difficult to hear. But no, I'm just joking. I will do in English. About Vietnam and East Midwest, I grew up from a very, very far and remote area in Vietnam. I don't know if you heard about Sapa. Right. So it's very up north and very high on the mountain. Actually, I grew up there until I was 8 in a very, very poor community during by the end of the war. So it's very dramatic, very dramatic and very poor conditions and harsh conditions. I grew up benefited from the development of the country with the aid and support from different countries like Soviet Union and other friends countries. So growing up to who I am today, I'm very privileged, especially here today to share with you what has happened to me and what what role I play in the development and with the work of East Midwest. So feel free to stop me and ask any questions that you are curious about or would like to hear. So some basic about East Midwest Foundation. We are an American NGO founded in America by a Vietnamese lady. Who's the main character of the movie Between Heaven and Earth. I don't know if you have heard or seen the movie by Oliver Stone. And headquartered in California, and we have programs and activities mostly in Vietnam, but lately we expanded to Laos, Cambodia, East Timor, and the Philippines, some activities in India. Total staff and volunteers, we have about 110 staff, and annual budget in 2010 is $17 million. And we work in 4 core areas: healthcare, education, water and sanitation, and large projects. So we have some of you here. You will join us next year in healthcare programs. It's the neonatal program. And who else going to join us? Maybe not now, but we have 4 engineers from Engineers Without Borders are working with us now in Vietnam. So I'd like, this is basic about East Midwest Foundation, so I'd like to check in with you about your experience and what you know about development work. What to you is development? Right, okay, so improving lives, how? Keep up the list up there. Okay, okay, so these are, yeah, okay, and who else have, yes?
Well, we've just been recently learning that it's engaging with the community and drawing on their strengths so that they can help develop within their own communities and just working with them so that they know how to help themselves and maintain.
Right, so capacity building.
Yes.
Yeah, capacity building is also a part of development work, and who else has different experience?
Progressive change.
Okay, so change, behavior change, and creating changes through different activities, right? So to us, for East Midwest, we have different activities and also different stages of development, starting with emergency relief, Direct assistance like providing food, finance, equipment, home, basic living needs. Technical assistance and raising awareness and behavior change and capacity building. So our roles can be different, can be varied depending on the activities and areas that we would like to work in. So we can be caregiver, we can be a donor to give direct assistance like food and equipment and in-kind donation, or we can be a trainer in capacity building or technical assistance, and we can be facilitator for change, behavior change and changes in livelihood. We can be advisor, right? And we can be manager of an activity, a service providing activity, and we can be change catalyst. So with Miss West, we developed from emergency relief in 1988, so 22 years ago. We started with providing emergency relief like catastrophe and like natural disasters in Vietnam, starting in a very small province, Quảng Nam. Who will be in Quảng Nam? Maybe you and Leslie, Jessie. You will be in the south of Vietnam. So Quảng Nam is a very prone area where climate change will affect a lot and has affected already a lot in the past few years. So we provided home, we provided food, we provided different cash and also rice for people. But growing up, we provided technical assistance for them in different activities. Something like growing rice and also in medical treatment. Then now we're growing to capacity building for our partners and public policy advocacy. So that's the development part of East Miss West development history. The mission of East Miss West is to partner with local partners in Southeast Asia to make sustainable changes to improve their health, education, and livelihood. What difference does this make to the rest of other NGOs, do you think? Maybe no difference. We have no difference. Okay, so I have to report back to the board. Actually, we proud ourselves of being able to put ourselves in the position to partner with the local people. Saying this is simple, but doing it is something more complicated. Because when you talk or when you work with someone, you have to base on their need. You can't just impose on them and bring your expertise and bring your assistance to a place and ask them, take it, right? You need this and you need food, you need this and that. Actually, it's not. The work in Vietnam requires you to work in partnership with the people that you would like to serve. So the mission of East Miss West is to partner with them, not just individual people, but also in organizations and partners, especially those service providers that you would like to build the capacity with. And our role has been, as I explained, as service delivery organization moving up to policy, public policy advocator. And we place different roles at different stages. Like sometimes even now, we also took in donations around the world. We have a database of donors around 5,000 donors, from individuals to institution donors. So we received their requests to donate to disasters victims and etc. So we do relief, emergency relief, build home, compassion home, and etc. But at the same time, we have to build the capacity of the local partners, local people, local service providers, so that they can stand on their own feet to receive donations and to carry out the actual work without us in the long run. And we do that by demonstrating our experience to them together with them, so that they learn and they stand on their own feet. So why do I talk about facilitative leadership today? And what do great successes have to do with it? How many of you here have been in a leader role? Wow, majority. Right. So each of us, maybe not in real job, but in social setting or in other setting, we can be a leader, right? And sometimes we don't consider ourselves a leader, but we are natural leader. We point our finger at someone, do this, do that. We can be a leader. No, just joking. But you lead certain activities, certain tasks, and you have a group of people, group of friends to follow your agenda, then you are already in the role of a leader, right? But how can you be effective and successful, contributing to the group successes? Then I bet that being a facilitator leader make you more aware and more powerful by participating, by the participation of the members of your group. Is Miss West practice this role, facilitator leadership, over the past few years? And we work because we are in partnership with almost every actors in the field, like local people, individual people, partners at local level. We have community level, district level, provincial level, national level. So it's 4 administrative level, and at each level we partner with them. So we identify our partners to work with. For example, in water and sanitation, we work with the SOWAS. It's a water supply department. It's the government department, and we work with them in building plans and identifying needs and target groups and etc. So we work hand in hand with them to facilitate the work. But we have been in the leader role. Why should we do this? What do you think? Why should we in the leader role? And not let the local people do it. Oh, why should we, as the development worker, put ourselves in a leader role rather than leaving the local people to take the lead?
Sometimes people don't have the space or the opportunities to make those changes because they're dealing with everyday life issues.
Right? Yeah.
Experience.
I'm sorry?
Experience.
Right.
Focus on direction.
Okay.
Confidence.
Well,
We don't have to be in the leadership role.
I'm sorry?
We don't have to be in the leadership role.
Exactly. So this is a tricky question. We don't need we don't need to be in the leader role, and we often development work is to base on the need of the local people and put them in the seat of the driver. So the driver's seat, and we are only the facilitator, right, to make the change and make them be more powerful by helping them, assisting them with the capacity. So it's Miss West. We went through a whole list of, development roles and activities from relief now to the advocacy position. So we put ourselves. Sometimes we lead them. Sometimes we let them take the seat of the driver. But the more important thing is facilitative skills. For example, we know, or we think we know, that in order to sustain in a climate affected zone area, what type of house or structure and mechanical system that a family need, and they may not know. So we would facilitate and bring in the expertise from other resources and discuss with them how and what type of house and how often it is used for different purposes. And we would have a meeting, not just with the family, with the whole community about certain type of design that can fit with the weather and the habits. So the facilitator leadership role is mainly to facilitate the discussion and the knowledge from the local people in the local community. That's what we see ourselves. So if you, when it comes to Vietnam, working with the local community, people will see you, of course, people will see you as an expert, and they will ask you for opinion, etc. But it will be better for us to listen to them. They have great indigenous knowledge and skills that sometimes we don't know. At the local context, we don't know. So we would invite them to talk out and for their need, what they think the new design would be, and etc. Rather than impose on them. So facilitator leadership is an ability to bring out the best in other people, and let the person who do it best do the job. You sometimes, we are an engineer. I'm an engineer. We almost here, the majority of you are engineers? No, not you. Okay, how many of us as you're Annie? No, only Annie. Okay, 3. Right. Not engineers. You are not an engineer. Okay, so we are engineers, and some of us not. But talking about the exclusion of the other way, the opposite, like Mr. Richard just said, of the opposite. So we are an engineer, and we have knowledge of engineering and etc. But we may not have knowledge about local context and habits and customs and culture and etc. And these people, local people, partners, our partners know all about it. So leadership, facilitator leadership, bring out the best in people, and we put this in utmost on our agenda. We sparks by facilitating the skills and experience from local people. We sparks enthusiasm from them because they are expert in their area, right? And focus on, because we facilitate, we may be in a better position to know the work progress and etc. So we focus on work progress and relationships and results, so that we help the group of people follow the line of the plan. And we design a powerful pathway to action and facilitate agreement among the group. That is important. It's very important because in a community context, people have very different ideas and arguments and etc. And maybe that's the critical factor to development, and that might be the reason that some community don't develop because there are too many opinions and no one listens to anyone, right? So our role may be to facilitate the agreement among the group. And all the involved stakeholders, from policymakers down to people who use our services or the services. Also, we should celebrate success, not just with us. If a village come out of poverty, it's not our success, right? It's a group success. It's their success. And we are the facilitator to make that success. And that's very important, very, very important in the community work, that we celebrate it with them and compliment them and appraise them as much as possible. And that's what we have been practicing about leadership, facilitated leadership. So we work with different actors and different stakeholders in the not just community, but also on the national level. So partnership, as you can see here, that we do partnership when we share the same goal, when we have little resource to achieve a bigger goal. So we look out for partners, and we share and foster accountability. This is very important, especially in Vietnam and other developing countries, that we would mention about, and not just mention, but also again and again about the accountability and ownership. We can't just bring in services and ask people to take it. Just a very personal example. But before I came here, I thought, I will go away for a while, like a month or so. So I thought of my parents. I'd like to treat them well, right? So I had offered them. I came home and offered them, Mom and Dad, I'd like to take you out for a massage. And I thought that they would be excited, like spend time with daughter and have massage. Who of you would not want a massage? No, none, right? But my parents, what do you think they say? Yeah, I don't have money to buy my medicine. I don't have money to go for the group, like a social group meeting. And in the whole life of me and myself, no one have touched me, like someone who doesn't know me touch my body. So that's their reaction. But I thought that I would do something good for them and like pamper them. Development work is the same. So you thought that you experience the world and that's good for you, but also good for others. No, not really. My parents, I grew up, as I mentioned, I grew up in a very, very poor community. And my parents have been experiencing a very, very harsh life to give us the life today. And it's not their culture, not their habit to have something luxurious like massage, So for development, it's the same. When we come in a community and we see that a house is like shabby and children don't have even trousers to wear at this height, now in Vietnam still, in very cold weather under 10 degrees, they walk on their bare feet and just on the street, on the road, mud road, and we came in and thought that, they need some help, they need some clothes, then they need some food and some fire to keep them warm, but not really. If you bring in some clothes, they may not wear it because maybe your clothes is skirts, children wouldn't wear skirt, or women wouldn't wear skirt with your skirt or trousers. But if you bring them, like a television, yes, every household in Vietnam has a television. And they would love to have a television, regardless whether their children go to schools or whether they have money to buy their food, they have to have a television. Right? So it's habit, it's culture, and we have to talk to them first. So that's how we did it. With this Miss West, we have to first go in down to the community, find out about the need and do some pilot activity to see whether it fits the activities that we will introduce to them. So I forgot to press start. So I still have 50 minutes. Sorry. So, sorry about that. Cultivating personal rapport is critical. This is my personal experience. East Miss West has been a development organization and also technical assistance organization for about 15 years. And I joined East Miss West 5 years ago. So we started to have already, a partnership with government at the national level. And my personal experience was that when I came in, I brought the expansion of East Meets West to the north and at the national level, and my personal experience was that regardless of how much money you have, and regardless of how brilliant you are, if you don't have a personal contact and rapport and good relationship with local partner, forget it. You are out of the business. The first and very painful experience for East Meets West was we had a donation from AP. I don't know if you heard about it. Atlantic Philanthropies? No? A very wealthy man named Chuck Feeney, who owned the duty-free shops all around the world. And he earned his fortune of more than $4 billion, and he dedicated all of it to AP, Atlantic Philanthropy, become the poorest guy in the world. And AP donated 80% of its revenue, the donation in Vietnam to East Meets West, and that's what we use for our large construction projects, and that's where most of our revenue came from. So one of the most painful experience that we had was that we had about $7 million to build the public school of Hanoi Public School of Hanoi Public Health School. And since I came in, I was not in charge of it. Of course, the bad thing I'm not in charge of. I was not in charge of it, but at that time, 5 years ago, we already had the money, okay? And the money was supposed to give to the local beneficiary, which was the school. But then, up till now, 5 years passed by, no move. No movement in terms of decision. We didn't have the land. We didn't have the local partner buying to get the money. So the money had to return to AP. We didn't have it. The local people didn't have it. Why? Because we didn't build the rapport with the local partners. We had to work with the Ministry of Health, Ministry of Education because it's a school. We had to work with the Ministry of Health because it's public health. We had to work with the local people, the Provincial People's Committee of Hanoi for the land. So all the rapports should have been built with them rather than just, I have this much of money, take it. No, they didn't take it. So it's very critical for all of us here as individuals, but also for organizations, that we should build rapport with individual people, with our colleagues, and with our local partners. I believe that Engineers Without Borders are very friendly and very effective in your communication. I'm very impressed over the past year that I've been working with Engineers Without Borders, engineers who work with Vietnam. I'm very, very impressed, and we think that we are privileged to partner with you. So I believe that you will be successful in your work. But the main thing I'd like to say is that personal rapport is very important in development work. It's not like business, right? When you are in business sector, private sector, you come in with the money, you come in with expertise, you are the king, right? But in development, no, not really. Not really what you think would be best for people. It's important that what they think is the best, right? So we have built different partnerships on different level, and the utmost level that we had built with was the global partnership with Vietnam Television. And this is our pride also, because I don't know what and how it works in Australia with television and broadcasting business, but to the majority of the world, they are business, and you pay money to get on air, right? Is that true here? Same. I heard about $900 million for one advertising commercial that Richard just mentioned about. Yeah, around that much of money. But we are very proud to have the whole Vietnam television firm to work with us. Not for us, but work with us with $0. This program is on air every single day, all right? And it ranges from reportage to what you call it, the word just flipped out of my mind. Trailer. From trailer explaining about the program, what we work with, and what does that mean, and what do you want the public to do, to the reportages, reporting what we have done in the past and what we plan in the future, interviews, and etc. So we have 2 campaigns working with the Vietnam television that reach out to the rest of the world as well. Vietnamese. Who are the Vietnamese? You are. You. And yeah, so you might have watched the VDV4, right? Yeah, you have VDV4 at your home. So it's cable also. It's satellite and also cable. Reach out to the rest of the world, and we are on air every week on VTV4 international channels, and you will hear about East Miss West if you watch it. We work with them in cardiology and in disabilities. So we are proud of that partnership. Why? Why did we come? Do you have any experience to share or thought that you would like to share? Yeah, why? Exactly. That's it. Everyone. So East Miss West become the house name for development, for support, for professional services through the work that we do with television. And we had come into this partnership. We didn't imagine that we would be so popular these days. And we can be celeb, all of us at East Miss West celebrities. If we say East Miss West, oh yeah, East Miss West. But it came in with a lot of expectation as well. So they expect if you come with East Miss West name, then oh okay, give me this, give me that. I need this, I need that. But these are the partnerships, global and also local, at national level, at local community level as well, that we had built in the past. And Engineers Without Borders is one of our prides. That you found us and you dedicated your resources to our work, and we achieve it together. So my point of the presentation today is that in any area that you work in development, you need to have partnership at all levels, and also put yourself in the facilitator role. Sometimes you share, everyone shares, but you facilitate for people to participate and towards the common goal that you would like to. Okay, so that's the end of my presentation, and if you have any questions, feel free.